Hello, everybody. I'm Evil Andrew. And I'm taking over the absolutely, completely random podcast this week. You're not taking over. I said you could do the intro because it's the Halloween episode. You're no fun. Anyway, I'll be taking over. You'll be doing the intro. Spoil sport. Alright then, why don't you take over? No, you're doing a wonderful job. Keep going. Anyway, this week, we have a Barney marathon. Alright, I think I will take over. You're no fun. Yeah. There's a quarter. We'll call someone who cares. Alright, everybody. Welcome to the absolutely completely random podcast where anything can happen, apparently. Even my evil form from another dimension shows up. But this week, I'm going to be talking about the FCC's plan to roll back some of its biggest rules against media consolidation. And for those of you that didn't understand what that meant, neither did I, but it sounded interesting when I saw the article. The live-action Fullmetal Alchemist film is set to open in over 190 countries. Man, they're really banking their bucks on this one. Michael Bay's production studio, Platinum Dunes, is set to produce the live-action Dora the Explorer movie. Oh, God. Regal Cinemas has a neat plan to allow moviegoers to pay for certain movies. I'll explain about that. The anime industry takes in a record 2.0 trillion yen in 2016. M.Night Wing Wong is creating a new film called Glass, and it's going to be filming in a shuttered mental hospital in Allentown. And I got a special topic courtesy of Fox News and ABC News and everybody out there that saw it on the news. I'll explain what that is. It's sort of like a surprise. Yes, I know, it doesn't really sound like a fun-filled week, but hey, come on, you have me, right? I'm fun. But anyway, you know the deal at this point. A-Roads 2012 on eBay for all your fun-filled goodies when it comes to collectibles and what have you. Come on, you love it, you know it. I'm the man. I'm A-Roads 2012 on eBay. I keep forgetting that hyphen. You can also follow me on Twitter at OtakuRoads. So let's start off with how my week has been. Oh, let me fill in this one, shall I? No, you shan't. Because first off, you should go back to your own dimension. You have the portal gun. Oh, crap, it's recharging. Just be quiet in the corner. Spoil sport. Alright, well anyway, my week, like I said, anything could happen here. My week was pretty entertaining. After last week's little fiasco with the microphone that I found out at the end, I did manage to quickly rectify the situation by quickly going to eBay and finding another microphone. Yay! Got a pretty good deal on it. Actually got myself a neat little arm, which I have set up, and that's how I'm recording this tonight. So it's actually kind of cool. I kind of feel like I'm a professional. I actually have both my hands free, which is a first because now I can actually hold my Dr. Pepper and use the mouse at the same time. So that makes me feel good inside. Other than that, this week's been kind of fun-filled. Finally! Got my mom's laptop updated to Windows 10 version 1703. And as of right now, my laptop is continuing to do version 1709 update. I am up to 25% downloaded. Oh, goody. Taking that last week when I was doing this, I had it up to 45% before it crapped out on me. So yeah, what a wonderful day in the neighborhood, huh? But anyway, so I was doing that this week. Work and all that other fun stuff. I did find something interesting. Because my one fan out there, Capone Alderin, and I do apologize if I'm mispronouncing it. You said I got it right once, like near the end, and I don't remember which podcast it was that I gave you the shout out, so I don't remember, but it's a Capone Alderleen, or yeah, I apologize if I am mispronouncing it. Got me hooked onto a game, Puzzles and Dragons, and I have to admit, it is a lot of fun. I've been playing it this week. Found out last Sunday that, there's a whole cavalcade of characters in this, because I found a site online that shows you which characters are available in the game that you can get. Whether or not they're available in the US is up in the air. Like, apparently, you can get Goku, Super Saiyan forms, you can get Vegeta, some Dragon Ball Z characters, Dragon Ball, Bleach, what have you, but certain ones aren't available here in the US, like Dragon Ball characters aren't available in the US, so I can't get Goku. But I'm having a blast with it either way, and on Friday, so basically yesterday, I play this quick a little bit before I go to work to kind of unwind and wake myself up a little bit as I'm eating breakfast. And I did this quest where, for some reason, I can't get it to come up again, so I'm guessing it was a one-shot only quest, which saddens me. But I scored 200,000 experience points. I literally went from, like, rank 29 straight up 20 levels to rank 49. And today I finished it off. I'm up to rank 50 now. So it's really interesting. I get a blast out of this. I think this is really cool. The thing that I'm still struggling with yet, and I can blame playing Candy Crush when I was helping my mom out with her freaking cookie jam, or as I like to call it, Ling Ling's Diabetic Adventure, because there's no way that panda ain't on insulin at this point. I mean, come on, it's a giant cavalcade of sweets. That panda's screwed at this point. But anyway, I'm so used to just moving them one slot over, and I don't realize, I can move it literally across the whole board to make a match. That's what I'm still struggling with. But other than that, not too bad. But on top of that, on top of playing that game this week, earlier this week, I stumbled upon a really great app. Well, I shouldn't really say earlier this week, because I actually downloaded it a while ago. I just actually got a chance to look at it this week, because I had some free time. Yeah, I know. It's called Webtoon. It's really interesting. It's a whole bunch of comics, online stuff. And this one, the ad kept getting shoved down my throat by YouTube's ad system every single time I was on my tablet. It's telling me, this is a really great ad. This is a great app. You'll enjoy this. Trying to sucker me in. Well, it succeeded. Far beyond its wildest dreams. First off, all the comics are free. So you can at least view them on there for free. I don't know about downloading them, but at least viewing them on there is free. So that's a good thing. So I've been reading Super Secret. I'm all caught up on that, by the way. There's 80 episodes in total if you count episode 0. They seem to be released every Wednesday, and there's 79 regular episodes if you don't count episode 0. If you do, it's like 80. So I think it's really entertaining. The whole story is about this guy named, it's a guy named Ryan. His best friend who lives across from him or next door to him called Emma. And he kind of likes her but doesn't want to admit he likes her. She ended up getting put on a blind date. Ended up getting a boyfriend, which freaked Ryan right the hell out. And the whole time, Ryan's trying his best to keep a secret. He's a werewolf. And I don't mean like Jacob from Twilight. I mean like an honest-to-God, he's a big-ass dog. The whole story is interesting. It has like a manga-esque feel to it, though. It's based in Korea. So it's really cool to read. I really recommend checking it out. Even just downloading the app's really cool. There's a whole bunch of comics on there you can read. There's like slice-of-life stuff, sci-fi. I got like 6 or 7 of them that I, subscribe to on there so that I can be up to date with them. Super Secret is number 1 on that list. So there's like a whole bunch of them. There's one that's like Life's a Video Game. There's 2 of them I subscribe to where life's basically a video game. So there's a whole bunch of them, different genres and everything. So there's always something there for somebody. So I really, I was reading a lot of that this week. Caught up on Super Secret. I was loving that. Like, every single episode is like 5 or 6 chapters. And they're really short. There's like 3 or 4 panels going from top to bottom. So it's really short chapters. But it just sucks you right into the story. I mean, so much does it suck you into the story. Really, anybody out there that has an iPhone, an Android phone, a smartphone, a tablet that has the ability, or even go onto their site, because they do have a website where you can view some of these. I don't know about all of them, but I know I had to confirm my email so I could do the subscription thing. I really recommend checking it out. Really worth it. It honestly is. It's a free app. Check it out. Download it from the Play Store, from Google Play Store, or wherever you get your apps. It's really cool. I recommend it. It is a blast. It really is. I mean, seriously, it is just really cool. But with that, let's get into the podcast and let's get this show started, because we got a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it. Alright, so earlier this week, the FCC, which for those of you that don't know what that is, the Federal Communication Commission, basically the ones that suck the fun out of all television, internet, what have you, announced they're going to, quote the devil, roll back some of its biggest rules against media consolidation. Now, this was trending on Facebook. People were going nuts on Twitter over this. So I figured there's got to be some goodness in this, right? Something that understands something? Well, no. It's basically about people being able to control, like, let's say, a television station and a newspaper at the same time. And what sucks the most about this is that people are freaking out, going, this is a horrible thing that they're doing. They shouldn't be doing this. And I'm thinking, who cares? I mean, in all honesty, and they even say it in the article, in this day and age, it's digital consumption. Nobody's going to care about newspapers being controlled by somebody that owns a damn television station. I mean, honestly, who really cares at that point about an owner of a TV station owning a newspaper? Okay, so the regulation was passed in 1975, so it's an old regulation. And this is probably something that's going to make history, so you'll be able to tell your grandkids about it. In all honesty, who cares? The vote's apparently expected November 16th. Like I said, nobody really understands this. I didn't even understand this, but it sounded interesting. They want to eliminate a 77-year-old rule requiring, though they're either voting or they voted, one of the two, because the article doesn't even explain it. And I think I mostly got this article because it's just all over the place. It made no sense to me whatsoever. Because at one point they're talking about the ownership of media stations, including newspapers, televisions, and radios. And then all of a sudden they're jumping into something saying that, well, they did and they didn't do this. And this came from the Washington Post, so yeah, that really helps matters, doesn't it? I don't think it does. But anyway, basically, this is going to be a very short topic. Let me put it that way. The FCC wants to get rid of the rules. They want to throw them out the window. That's fine. In all honesty, let them do it. It doesn't affect me. I watch stuff on the internet. And basically, YouTube governs itself. And that's the majority of what I watch, besides Crackle or Tubi or Shout Factory, or just something on the Roku. Other than that, whatever the FCC does doesn't really bother me in one way, shape, or form. I could care less. Radio, okay, I got one that I listen to wake me up in the morning. I listen to it on a Saturday night when I'm done with the podcast. And I listen to the radio in the car when I'm going somewhere. Other than that, I don't care. Whatever they do is fine by me. But the article just kept throwing everything at everybody and not having any damn collaboration with itself. And that's what I found interesting about this article, is that Nobody could understand this. And there are people that were going nuts on Facebook about this, going, well, it's the end of an era. Oh, great, there goes television, newspapers, and all that stuff. I'm like, did anybody actually read the article, or are they just going off of the headline? They could have literally had something in this article about Purple Monkey dishwashers, and I doubt anybody would have noticed that. And that's what bothers me about this. But not enough that I have to care. It's just that I find it interesting that this is how they choose to, have their time go. But, yeah, so there's something interesting, and a little tidbit for you. That's going to be happening at some point this year. The FCC plans to remove a 77 or 75-year-old, whatever it is. They want to get rid of an old rule. That's all it is. And I really don't care. Should you care? I want to go with no, but then again, you never know. Somebody might enjoy it, somebody might not. Whatever floats your boat's all I gotta say. I mean, like I said, it was a piss poor topic. It really was, but it was just the fact that it was all over the place and made no sense, and people are freaking out about it. Whereas you could have actual news and nobody's gonna care because they'll follow an article that makes no sense, and that's what bothers me. Alright, here's a more interesting topic. When you were 10 years old, and think back to the good old days. I'm 10 years old, I'm watching television, or I'm on a computer, or I'm doing something, either playing like a little handheld game, playing with my toys, building with Legos, what have you. I'm doing something. I'm doing something educational, or I'm doing something interactive. I'm doing something to keep me occupied. I'm sure as hell not stealing my family's car and going on a high-speed joyride. But that's what one Ohio 10-year-old did earlier this week. Stole the family car and went on a high-speed chase with Ohio State police officers. So, instead of going to school or being at home playing video games, he led highway patrol officers on a high-speed car chase, reaching speeds of almost 100 miles per hour. So, first off, I don't condone this in any way, shape, or form. There's no reason to do this. But anyway, the joyride lasted happily less than an hour, so they ended this very quickly before anything bad happened. But it was the boys' second joyride in 2 weeks. So, how were police notified of this? Well, apparently, a man dialed 911 after he saw a 2004 Honda Avalon swerving across Interstate 90 West, and Westlake police officers spotted a speeding car being chased by another vehicle, possibly driven by the boy's mother. Gonna keep my thoughts of parenting to myself. I'm not a parent, so I can't say anything. 3 Westlake officers followed the boy for more than 15 miles with speeds reaching 100 miles per hour before he drove through a toll booth and entered the Ohio Turnpike. Ugh. Yeah, that's not a good thing. That's when at least 4 Ohio Highway Patrol troopers joined in on the chase and attempted a rolling roadblock as the boy drove erratically along the turnpike with troopers close behind for close to 20 miles. Kind of interesting, really. So, the boy eventually slowed down and drove into a berm to avoid driving over stop sticks. Now, for those of you that don't know what that is, I actually do. Stop sticks are basically what you like to call the little spike strips that they stick out on the roadway. You run over them, flattens your tires. And the only reason why I know that is because I watched a lot of cop shows on TV. I used to watch America's Most Wanted. I used to watch Cops. I used to watch, what was that other show that John Walsh did the voiceover for? I don't know, something where they showed like the weirdest little things caught on tape. I watched that. So that's how I know about that. Plus, a simple Google search will tell you too. One trooper then nudged the boy's car at a slow speed into a milepost sign, and another state vehicle blocked the boy's car, preventing him from re-entering the road. So in other words, it was over. Child was taken into custody. He attempted to spit in the troopers' faces and even kicked one of them in the chin. The boy was taken to a hospital by a legal guardian and will be placed in the custody of the Children's Services before being evaluated. Ohio Highway Patrol. Man, try saying that 5 times fast. Ohio Highway said it will confer with the prosecutor's office, and this is from Erie County, by the way, about criminal charges. The boy said he decided to take the family car out because he was bored. So, okay, I guess I can't really complain about the parenting style. Anybody that lets their kid run around like a nuisance, and honestly, the kid stole the car. Okay, either he hot-wired it or he just took the keys. I'm honestly hoping it was the keys, because if he hot-wired it, forget it. Forget it. At that point, you have failed as a parent. A 10-year-old can now hotwire your car. That's it. You failed as a parent. I'm sorry. You have failed as a parent. You're 10 years old. Why? Seriously, why? No. But all this happened. I mean, this is really amazing that all this happens. It's the second time that this kid has done this within 2 weeks. And this is just completely insane. I mean, what is happening with the world at this point? I mean, is there something in the water? Are we all drinking some sort of a weird chemical that's making us go nuts or something? Honestly, I find this highly idiotic. I mean, I'm just really happy that nobody got hurt in this and that they put an end to it before anything bad did happen. But jeez, seriously, I mean, who's brilliant? Honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how to stress this with words or how to get this across, but the parents of this boy, you have failed. Okay? That's it. Pack up your bags. You have failed as parents. If I were to give you a grade as a parent, you get a big fat F. Fail. Big time. It'll be a miracle if your kid isn't taken away permanently out of your custody. Then again, I guess the kid was never really in your custody if you really think about it. The kid went on a damn joyride twice in 2 weeks. Honestly, I mean, what is happening here? Honestly. But anyway, happily, and I am happy about this, everything ended really well. So that's a good sign. It could have been a lot worse. So, for those of you out there, think back to your youth when you were 10, and remember, it's not worth it. And if you know anybody that's that young, make sure that your parents or their parents have the keys hidden in a very, very, very secure spot so the kids can't get to them. Honestly, I don't understand that at all. The Absolutely Completely Random Podcast will return after these messages. I'm gonna make you wait. Alright, here's an interesting topic. The anime industry took in a record 2.0 trillion yen last year. Yeah. The rise to 2.0009 trillion yen credited to Chinese streaming live events as well as the Your Name film. Yeah, let's face it, that thing was a blockbuster. I mean, honestly. The Association of Japanese Animators, or Animation, AJA, published its Anime Industry Report 2017, which examines industry trends from 2016. And they just published this on Tuesday. The report confirms the previous reports that the total market value of the anime industry in 2016 was a record 2.0009 trillion yen, or about 17.5 billion US dollars, up 9% from 2016's 1.8 trillion yen. This continues the industry's upwards trend. The total market value in 2014 was up 10% from 2013, and in 2015 was up 12% from 2014. So anime's on the rise. Yes! 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 Since 2014, the AJA has attributed the growth in the market to success in the sales of streaming rights to China, a trend that has not changed in 2016. The AJA attributes a 34.9 billion yen, about $306 million US dollars, export value to overseas sales in 2015, up from 2014's 19.5 billion yen, and China's constitutes more than half of the increase. The figure now exceeds the former peak of overseas sales in 2005's 31.3 billion yen value. AJA cautions that it is possible that this is a bubble. It mentions geopolitical tensions in the East Asian region and political online reinforcement, blah, 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 same old, same old. Basically, think of it like the .com thing. Everybody got their hands on a .com. Everything .com was going up in money. Then the bubble burst, and that was the end of the .com era. Everybody that had their hands on the .com were worthless, and they were broke. You don't believe me? Google search it. It's honestly, the .com bubble burst and the boom of the .com industry. Believe me, it hurt a lot of people. So there is a possible for a future decline in this. So don't get your hopes up, basically. The report also attributes live events as another source of the growth. Live events have seen a year-on-year increase in market value since the AJA began surveying it in 2013. Reaching recorded revenues of 52.3 billion yen, or about 459 million US dollars in 2015. So, the article just keeps going on about naming figures and everything else. But don't forget, the main kicker for this, Makoto Shinkai's Your Name. Yes, that's right, we all remember that. Makoto Shinkai's Your Name film as a factor. Yeah, it better damn well be. They're contributing that and citing it as a factor for the growth, but also indicates that the industry had already been seeing record revenues even before the film. The report notes that the film has earned 16.4 billion yen, about 144 million US dollars, in the Japanese box office. Yeah, and it's finally coming to the US. I want to get my hands on a copy of it because it looks freaking amazing! Come on! The AJA has been publishing annual reports since 2009 when the anime industry was in decline. Yeah, back then you couldn't even get rid of half the crap you had. If you had bad series, you couldn't get rid of them. Nobody wanted them. Even FYEs wouldn't take them. Pawn shops wouldn't take them. Because nobody wanted to buy them. But, yeah. So that's kind of interesting that it's actually seen a major increase, but the problem is, I kind of see it going almost like the .com boom, where it got real big, real quick, and then popped. Because let's not forget, that does happen from time to time, where you'll have the major .com boom, is what they call it now. The bubble's going to burst. It happens to everything. You have a massive increase in one thing, then eventually it's going to crack, and everybody's going to go, why did I buy this? Why are we into this? And it's just going to completely drop off the map. So it does happen. I mean, I took economics in high school. It was a mandatory class. But still, I mean, it's not really that bad. But, I mean, it'll be bad in the long run, but, I mean, it's not that bad as of right now. I mean, that's a lot of increase. So, yeah. Hopefully that'll keep going. Maybe this is a sign that it will rise. Hopefully it holds for a few years and the decline isn't as sharp as it should be. Or as it could be. Let's hope, it's a gradual decline and not just a complete drop-off. Because that would be bad. Okay, for those of you that remember this, let's talk about Dora the Explorer. For those of you that don't know who it is, congratulations! You've officially avoided that section of media for the last... Let's see, how many years is the pain in the neck on? Let's see, how many years? You managed to survive 14 years without ever seeing her. Congratulations, it's a miracle. For those of you that were not so lucky, Dora the Explorer was a Nick Jr. show, basically set to delude the minds of children for generations to come, and bugged the living hell out of parents with such great songs as I'm the Map and Backpack, Backpack. There's also the whole entire swipe or no swiping crap. Well, if you're Michael Bay's Platinum Dunes, the production company, well, bad news for you, because Paramount's clarified that you're producing the project of a live-action Dora the Explorer movie. Happily, Bay himself is not going to be dirtying his hands with this. Of course not. He's too busy ruining the Transformers franchise for that. His production partners Andrew Form and Brad Fuller will produce the Dora the Explorer movie. The original story, according to the article, was as follows. So this is the update. As I said, Paramount has clarified that while Bay's production company, Platinum Dunes, is producing the project, Bay himself is not touching this. Yeah, there's a little bit, you just got a little street cred there, pal. Just a bit. So the original story went as follows. What a world we live in. What a time to be alive. Yeah, right. Michael Bay's, he is the most explosive explosions and bulging biceps, is set to produce a live-action Dora the Explorer movie. Yeah, no. I'm going to just stop right there. I'm really glad that he's not touching this. I mean, let's face it. Dora the Explorer was a train wreck. A freaking joke of a train wreck. It was a goddamn abomination. The entire premise of it is Dora lives, I want to say in Mexico. I swear it's Mexico. It's got to be Mexico she lives in. And what she does is she explores the world around her, trying to stop Swiper and helping all the people around her. And the only reason why I know this is because I had little cousins, and whenever they would come up during the week, or if they would come up on the weekend, it was usually Dora the Explorer or something else we had to watch. And I hate Dora the Explorer with a passion. Just like SpongeBob SquarePants, I hate Dora the Explorer. So, apparently, the article stated that Michael Bay was going to be touching this, that he was going to be ripping this a new one. Yeah, I'd rather rip this a new one, personally. Yeah. The Muppets and the Neighbors director Nick Stoller has been recruited to pen the script for this piece of crap. While the Hollywood Reporter reports we'll see Dora's aged up from her 7-year-old TV roots. While story details are being kept under wraps, yeah, I wonder why. The live-action film will reportedly center on a teenage Dora who moves to the city to live with her cousin Diego. Oh, so we're basing this off the sequel then! That Nickelodeon shoved down people's throats on us Monday night for like a week. What the hell was that? The one where she got a freaking charm bracelet. Because the reason why I know this is courtesy of freaking commercials. Every single time you turn around, Nickelodeon shoves another commercial for something stupid down your throat. So she's going to be moving to the city with her cousin Diego. Okay. We'll go with that. But I'm not even touching on the real kicker of this entire topic yet. But don't worry, I will. The Dora the Explorer movie has been in the works at the studio since 2015, when the studio was developing with Puss in Boots writer Tom Wheeler. Oh yeah, we all know how well Puss in Boots went. And producer Mary Parent, whose claims to fame are the Ravenant, I don't know, I can't pronounce that one, and the SpongeBob movie. Yeah, That's a real great title to have under your belt. I was responsible for the SpongeBob movie. I don't think so. The project stalled out, but with Stoller and Platinum Dunes on board, Dora may have new adventures afoot yet. God, no. No release date is set. But the report notes that Paramount is keen on the project and eyeing a 2019 release, which means the wheels should start spinning on this one pretty fast. No. No, 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 no. Did I mention no? No. This is not something we want in the world. Why make a live-action Dora the Explorer movie? Who are you aiming this towards? Tweens? Who? Who in their right mind is going to want to go see a teenage Dora? What is your market for this? There's no market for this. What are you trying to make this out to be here? Dora the Explorer ran on Nickelodeon from 2000 to 2014. Following the adventures of a bilingual American Latina who joined her monkey boots, on quests that featured an interactive audience element to solve new puzzles. By interactive, they mean unless you were online when the show was out, you basically were yelling at your television, telling her that you gotta go this way, stupid! No, this way! There's the freaking bridge right over there! You don't... How blind are you? It's right over... Oh, you know what? Screw this! This is worse than Blue's Clues. It was the same premise as that, basically. At least that's what I was doing in my head every single time I had to watch that show. It's like, where's the bridge? It's right there. It's right behind you. How can you not turn the beep around? You'll find the bridge. What the hell? It's right there. Yeah. It was a hugely profitable property for Nickelodeon, launching tons of games and merchandising opportunities. Yes. We all remember Dora the Explorer socks, Dora the Explorer figures, Dora the Explorer plushies, Dora the Explorer the breakfast cereal. Yes, we all remember all that stuff. So, it was only a matter of time before the material made its way to the big screen. That we all saw coming. The fact that Michael Bay would be involved, which he's not, happily, well, that's a mystery only Dora could solve. No, she's not a damn detective. She's just a little girl whose parents leave her in the care of a monkey to go out into the world with a fox that'll basically steal anything he can get his hands on. Animals that can literally crush her into a very fine paste. Dangers galore and nothing. Oh, but yet you got Diego, the cousin, who had his own show. He talks to animals. He pulls a Dr. Dolittle. Who cares at this point? She talked to Boots. He talked back. They spoke English. Every time I thought of this show, the first thing that came to my mind is, who watched the Wild Thornberrys and thought, there's a way we can dumb this down for kids? That's what I thought every single time I saw Dora the Explorer even advertised. Well, there's the Nickelodeon executive still making his money, yet whoever came up with the idea to water down the Wild Thornberrys, and they're still raking in the dough on that. I'm thinking to myself, I thought that thing lasted for 15 years. I didn't know it ended in 2014. I remember that stupid sequel started where she was a teenager living... Dora in the City! That's it! Dora's in the big city. Something like that. That's what it was called, the sequel. Where she ended up getting this power of this stupid bracelet according to the commercial. Look, the only reason why I saw the commercials is because when you want to watch Power Rangers, and it's not freaking Mega Force or Super Mega Force, they're going to have commercials on for it. There's something I can do. That's what it was called, though. So, I want to know what executive at Nickelodeon thought it was a good idea. Let's water down the Wild Thornberrys, a show that actually was, and I have to admit this, for the post-SpongeBob era, or after that little yellow bastard came out onto the airwaves and completely ruined Nickelodeon, all of a sudden we started catering to tweens and teens and people that basically have very little brain cells left. Don't get me wrong, some shows Nickelodeon did after that were pretty good. I liked the show Cousin Skeeter. I thought that was a good show. Apparently the critics did. I thought it was good. There were a few other shows that came out after that I thought were pretty good. I liked Mr. Meaty. That was a good show. Apparently, again, critics hated. Whatever I liked that Nickelodeon had, the critics hated, and it was killed. I liked Hey Arnold. I liked the Rugrats. I liked Doug. Taken off to save way for SpongeBob. And then you get Nick Jr. that gives you Dora the Explorer. But just to rub the point home, it's like, yeah, we're going to show you and introduce you to Dora back in 2000 at 8 o'clock on a Monday night with a special, here's Dora the Explorer. And my grandmother's going, well, you got to watch this show. Why? Well, you got to watch this, see if it's any good. Why? That's the point I couldn't get through her mind. It's like, why should I, a teenager, somebody that does not give two craps about whether this is a good show or not, watch this? I don't care. It's a freaking kids show. I don't care. No, I don't want... Fine, I'll watch the damn thing. Oh my God, this is stupid. I'll give it this, though. There is one good thing that it did. I created a parody song for the MAP song. It's called I Was Right. I would sing a few verses, but I don't want to get in trouble with copyright infringement for singing the song that belongs to Nickelodeon. But anyway, live-action Dora the Explorer movies. I'm getting way off topic here. No. No. Did I mention no? Because definitely no. I wouldn't want anything to do with this. If I were Michael Bay's production company, I definitely wouldn't want anything to do with this. I would wash my hands of this. Paramount, if I were you, I would throw this into the trash can, light it on fire, and go, this is never going to see the light of day. This should never see the light of day. Just throw it right in the trash can. You cannot let a Dora the Explorer movie see the light of day. Nobody should ever see this. But that's just horrible to think that there's going to be a Dora the Explorer live-action movie. Oh, God. Well, I guess it's time to cash in our chips then at that point, folks, as the world is officially coming to an end. You're listening to the absolutely, completely random podcast. Hopefully. Hey everybody, I'm Andrew Rhodes from the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast, Andrew Rants, and Andrew's Theories. I'm inviting you to come check out my YouTube channel, WebDesigner18, where it's home to a lot of your fun-filled favorites, including the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast, uploaded every Sunday, Andrew Rants and Andrew's Theories, uploaded whenever I kind of make one, as well as Andrew Reviews and Andrew Unwraps, both of which I've kind of avoided lately, but I'm going to try to get back to those. Anyway, come check me out on WebDesigner18 YouTube channel, because, well, if you had a YouTube channel, I check you out. It's only fair. Alrighty, let's talk a live-action movie, and a live-action anime one at that. Fullmetal Alchemist. Yep, I talked about this multiple times on previous podcast episodes, but the live-action Fullmetal Alchemist film is set to open in over 190 countries, so they are really putting all their eggs in one basket on this. They're going for a very full release. No, that is not, get your minds out of the gutter, that is not what that sounds like. The live-action film version of Hiromu Arakawa manga series, and I do apologize if I mispronounced it. I'm having a hard time seeing tonight. I'm just that tired. Will open in over 190 countries around the world. it was revealed basically 2 days ago. Yep. 2 days ago. Because today's the 28th. By the way, I don't think I mentioned that in the opening. It's the 28th. It was revealed that this is going to be the largest international opening for any Japanese film ever. The United States is included in this list, though an exact release date has not yet been announced. Of course, we're saying 190 countries. U.S. is one of them. So I'm assuming U.S., Japan. So there's 2 out of the 190 countries. So how many other countries do we got? Well, it's 188 to go. Yeah. Streaming to mark the occasion are 3 new promotional videos which show off different sets of characters from the film. You can check these out. I got this article from, I'm pretty sure it was Otaku USA. You can also probably find it on Anime News Network. So all 3 of the videos, I think, are YouTube-based ones. So you can probably just find them on YouTube, too. The first one basically introduced Ed, Al, and Winry Rockbell. So Ed and Al, Ed and Al Elric. I had to think what their last name was. And Winry Rockbell. The next one gave you a peek at the villains, which were the homunculi. Those were basically the 7 deadly sins. You have pride, lust, greed, gluttony, envy, sloth, and lust. Yeah, I said that. Wait, pride, lust, greed, gluttony, envy, sloth. What the hell was the 7th one? I don't know. What's funny is that I should know it. I remember it. It's not coming to me. Alright, hold on a second. Well, while I look this up, the third video then also showed the members of the military, which were basically Maze Hughes, Roy Mustang, and Rita Hawkeye. And anybody that ever saw the anime series will know how sad it is to know that Maze Hughes is going to be in this movie. Because, spoiler alert, by the way, if you never saw the anime series, he was killed by the one homunculi and unfortunately died a very tragic death in the series. So it was very sad. Fact to be, it ranks as one of the saddest moments in this series, next to Shao Tucker coming up with his chimera, merging his daughter and his dog. So yeah, those are the 2 saddest moments of this entire series. Let's hope neither of those are going to be in this movie. Okay, hold on a second here. M.Night. Okay, so as I'm looking this up, while that loads up, let's go back to the article here. Okay, so those are the trailers streaming to mark the occasion. Which, yeah, it's good. Fullmetal Alchemist is set for wide release in Japan December 1st and will play at Anime New York City in November. It premiered October 25th at the Tokyo International Film Festival, and several major outlets such as Variety, Hollywood Reporter, and Screen International have posted reviews. Of course they have. Yes, so many. Yeah, you type in Fullmetal Alchemist on a Google search now, and you instantly get topics for the movie. So let me give you a little rundown of what the movie is, just in case you might have forgotten from one of my previous podcasts. What it is Ed and Al commit the ultimate taboo when trying to revive their mother who died. In a world filled with alchemy, the one taboo you do not ever want to do is try to revive a human. Because the law of equivalent exchange says that in order to get something of equal value must be lost. Humankind cannot gain anything without giving something in return. So when Ed and Al try to revive their mom, it turns out bad. Al loses his entire body, and Ed loses his right leg and left leg and right arm. which he sacrifices the one limb to save Al's soul and bind him to a suit of armor. The entire plot of the series is him literally trying to revive Al, bring him back to both body and mind, and not have him bound to the suit of armor anymore. The series ran for a good while, and it had a spin-off called Brotherhood, which was more faithful to the manga than the original was. So either way, you have plenty of it on here. Okay. Thank you, Wikipedia. Okay. Where are the... Okay, you got pride, envy, wrath, sloth, greed, gluttony, lust. Those are the ones. Okay. So like I said, though, it's a really interesting series. If you get a chance to check it out, I recommend checking it out. Both the original series, you can probably find that yet. The original series was, if memory serves, 12 volumes DVD-wise. And the standalone movie, Conqueror of Shambhala, is what finished it off. So that's really good. Brotherhood was God knows how many, and it ended really well. And like I said, it followed the manga more solidly than the original did. So you have that. So as far as the Fullmetal Alchemist live-action movie, personally, like I said before, and I will say it 1,000 times over, I am not a fan of live-action anime adaptations. I never have been, and I never will be. There's a reason for this. That reason is simple. I don't like them. I never did. Very few live-action adaptations of an anime series are good. And I mean very few. Like I said multiple times, and I will say them multiple times over and over and over again, you have ones that are based that could be another movie. Like, oh God. I'm going to say, samurai flicks like Rurouni Kenshin or science fiction movies. Those are the ones that you could definitely have as a standalone. Something like that. Attack on Titan, Dragon Ball Evolution are just examples of so many bad movies that were done live action that should have never been done live action, and that's what it is. Otherwise, it's mostly a hit and miss unless you're taking a popular title, and that's what they seem to want to do. But as far as this one's concerned, they're really going all out. They're going balls to the walls on this one. Hopefully it's going to be good. I can't say if it's going to be bad or not. I don't know. Hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully it won't suck. Hopefully it'll have some decent plot to it. Because let's face it, there's really not much you can do with the series. When everybody knows it, you better follow this as closely as you can. And that's the thing that even I don't know if they're going to do. You have an entire cavalcade of characters you can have in this, an entire array of plot lines you could do for this. You could either follow the manga version or have a combination of either the anime series or all three, or just follow one of the three. Either way, you'd be set, depending on how you want to do this. But the entire concept is trying to squeeze an entire series into about an hour and a half. And that's what's going to be the issue. At least in my opinion, that's what the issue's liable to be. Is this a movie that I probably will want to go see since it's coming to the U.S.? If I can, maybe. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of live-action anime adaptations. I really don't want to see them if I don't have to. But would I be interested in seeing it? Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'd be interested in going to check this one out. It might be interesting. I don't know. I always did like Fullmetal Alchemist. I thought it was a really neat series. So yeah, maybe I'd be interested in going to see it. I don't know. But either way, you don't know what's going to happen until it happens. So, there's that. Hopefully it'll be good. We'll be right back, folks, with the absolutely, completely random podcast. Right after I usurp the host. No! Okay, let me ask you a question. If you would want to, quote the devil, pay less money to see a bad movie, would that be something that would interest you? Well, Regal Cinemas want to try that out. Their plan would be to allow you to pay less money to go see a bad movie, but as with yin and yang, all good things must have a bad thing to balance out the world, you would have to pay more money to see a blockbuster. So what does this exactly mean? Well, it means if you want to take your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your parents to a movie, it's about to get a hell of a lot cheaper if you want to see a bad movie. Regal Entertainment Group intends to begin testing pricing based on movie demand for certain films, charging higher ticket prices for hit films, and charging less for flops, according to Bloomberg. The movie theater giant has teamed up with Atom Tickets LLC, a company that reportedly been pushing theaters to try this unique pricing style to test the concept. So, what they want Regal to do is to roll out the program. They want them to roll out the program in early 2018. This is what they're planning anyway. It's what Regal Entertainment Group, or REG, if they want to call themselves that, is planning to do. They'll be watching to see if this strategy boosts revenue and fills more theaters at off-peak movie times. Basically during the day when nobody goes to the movies. No, seriously. Tell me how many people actually go to the movies before, let's say, 6 o'clock. Not a lot. You see a small increase around 4 o'clock because there's a thing called matinee. You want to know how I know about matinee? Because I always loved paying matinee prices to go see a movie, because they were cheaper. Yeah, they really are. Best time, though, if you ever want to go to the movies, is like 10 in the morning, because there ain't nobody at that theater at 10 in the morning. So if you can get a movie that starts before 12 that you want to go see, go for it. It's one of the best times to go. Then you don't have to worry about a damn thing. You basically have the theater all to yourself. It's beautiful, actually. I've done that a few times. So, let's see. What else we got with this? Well, Bloomberg reported that Regal Entertainment Group, like I said, plans to roll this out in 2018. But what they're not concerned about, or what they're not taking into consideration, is a few dozen things. The industry executives are split on how dynamic pricing will affect attendance at theaters. So, it's like a double-edged sword, if you want to think of it that way. This could be good and at the same time bad. Whereas you could be getting more people into the seats, you may be losing revenue for the movies that would bring you more money. So, yeah, because they explain it. This was a news article too, by the way. So they explained it in the article, at least the news version that was on TV, that theaters don't make a lot of money. Yeah, no shit. It's a no-brainer at this point. Come on. I mean, why do you think they charge almost $6 for popcorn? That's where they get you. Because the majority of the movie theater's revenue from the ticket sales goes back to the production studio that did the movie. So they got to basically pay their lump of fat to the people that gave them the movie. It's almost like basically like a mafia sort of job here. Where it's like, here, we're going to give you this, you sell it, then you give us a cut. And they get that for like 2 or 3 weeks. Then the theater will start to see some money coming in from that. But here's the problem, though. By that time, the movie's no longer valid or relevant. Nobody cares because something else has come down the pipeline that they want to go see instead. So, what exactly does this hold? Well, it's unsure at this point. Changes to the historical pricing structure have often been discussed but rarely tested in our industry. We're excited to learn even more about how pricing changes impact on customers' behavior. Amy Miles, Regal's chief executive officer based in Knoxville, Tennessee, told the publications about this topic. She's also hopeful that extensive testing across several markets will provide them with a clear enough answer about how effective or ineffective this method is. Now, this is the only thing that I have to worry about is how are you going to know if it's a flop or if it's a good movie? That's what I want to know. If we can get consumers to go one more time a year, that's a transformative to the whole business. Atom Ticket's co-founder Matthew Backel told the outlet. Upscale New York City theaters are planning on ditching, all this stuff. But, I think it was like an ad or something in the thing, so I apologize for that. According to Bloomberg, stock shares of movie chains have been on the steady decline as streaming services have begun pushing to make new movies available to... I can't even understand that. Cinephilias in their homes faster. So basically people that want to see the movie and not want to leave the comfort of their home. Which in all honesty, I actually would rather do. Don't get me wrong. It was one of the few good moves that Sony ever did with all the crap that happened and all the controversy surrounding their movie The Interview. When that was set to come out a few years ago on Christmas Eve, there was a lot of BS that came about that movie. So their solution to that was, look, we're not going to show it in theaters. We'll make it available digital. You people can buy it like it's a DVD and be done with it. Then it's yours. Then we'll come out with a DVD then down the road if you really liked it. It'll be like a limited time you can watch it for this price. Then you can watch it down the road, later on. Because I remember a friend of mine wanted to see it so badly, and he finally got a chance to see it. And everybody that I've talked to has had mixed reviews about it, so I never planned to see it. But what I'm worried about is how are they going to know whether or not the movie's good or not? So they're hoping that this will, when they've taken away the exclusive that once drew movie theaters off their couches into theaters, they're hoping that what they're going to do is remove the people from their... Basically, they want people off their asses and into their theaters to sit on their seats, their sticky floors, and eat their $6 bags of popcorn. Which, don't get me wrong, I can understand them wanting to do that because they need the money. They don't make a lot. So, yeah, I can understand that. But just to nail the point home, Regal alone has seen a 12% decline in revenue from the $716 million they made in 2016. Shares have dropped 21%. So this is a bad thing that's happening to movie theaters. But like I said last week, this is the era of digital technology. We are basically at the point now where, look, we can do everything from home. We can watch TV on the internet. We can communicate with each other without literally leaving our seats. Why should we spend money to go to a theater, be bundled up with a bunch of people, be miserable when we can sit at home, pause a movie, get up, use the bathroom, get something to eat, sit back down, and not miss anything? You go to a theater, you can't pause the movie. You're going to piss off everybody. And if you go by yourself, you're going to miss some stuff. If you do it at home, pause, get up, use the bathroom, get a sandwich, get a bottle of soda, get yourself like a beer, water, whatever you want to drink to watch this. I'm not judging. Sit back down, hit play, and you're right back where you left off. So, like I said, that's where we're coming at. So somebody down the road is going to think, you know what, why don't we just do Sony's idea and just eliminate the movie theaters. Just make them for like entertainment things, which in all honesty, in this point, they could probably just do. Like sporting events, like if they ever do manage to get the giant robot battles to actually be entertaining. Yeah, call back to last week. if they ever get them to be entertaining, this would definitely be something that I could see them doing in movie theaters. Just have like big ass stadium events where they're, live broadcasting the freaking matches, like boxing matches, sporting games. Would it not be nice for those of you out there that watch baseball to be able to go to a movie theater in air conditioning and watch a baseball game in air conditioning? Or if it's going into like late in the season, it's really cold out, in heat. Come on. A heater would be nice. Air conditioning would be lovely. And having surround sound broadcasting the game. And the kicker is you can charge the same amount you would charge for tickets at the stadium after the stadium's sold out. So, or even just for concerts too. Because let's think about this. There are a lot of times that concerts and other events happen in stadiums. And they sell out quickly. Would it not be great for movie theaters to just go, you know what, let's ditch the movies. Let's have ourselves be for, like, maybe we'll have like some old movies or ones that are really bad that we can get people to come into, maybe a couple blockbusters, but let's focus on getting like concerts and all that stuff from like around the world and stuff. You would make so much money off of that. Having sporting events live streamed and broadcast on a big ass screen. Surround sound booming it into your ears. Sporting events. Concerts. Would you not like to watch a concert like you were literally at the concert, paying the same price you would pay at the concert, but being able to be in a place where you can hear it without having somebody in front of you holding up somebody else to get a better view? Stadium seating. Come on. This is something that I honestly think would be a really great idea in the way movie theaters should go. They should start doing sporting events, concerts, but only after the event has sold out. So in other words, like let's say, that's the point I want to drive home. It's like when they sell out. So let's say you want to go to a baseball game or a football game and it's sold out. Like the Super Bowl. Oh, the Super Bowl sold out. Not a problem. Movie theaters around the country will allow viewers to go to the Super Bowl in their theater. They can sit there in the theater till the Super Bowl's done. Pay like $70 for the ticket. Like a third of what it would cost you at the actual stadium to go there, watch the Super Bowl. Granted, though, a lot of people would do that like with friends in a bar or at home, but this way you could go, hey, look, I'm in stadium seating. It's like I'm right there. And have like special cameras set up so that you can see the whole thing. Like a big-ass panoramic view so you can look around the whole thing and go, oh, that's really cool. That's really neat. Stuff like that. It's not that difficult, at least not in my opinion anyway. It doesn't seem like it's that difficult of a concept to do. All you got to do is create like a panoramic view, extend the theater screen a bit. Come on. But, that's just an idea. And it kind of seems that should be what theaters are probably going to end up doing at some point. But as far as the whole using them just squarely for movies, let's face it. Streaming services are going to be kicking their asses from here to doomsday and back again. There's just no way to expand upon that. You can't just up and go, oh, well, we're going to just stream it on, like, let's say, YouTube or Twitch, or on a streaming site that's owned by the publication in the studio. Whereas you're going to go to the movie, pay, let's go, you're not going to go matinee. Let's go $20 for a ticket to go to the movies, sit on really crappy seats that are probably too small for you to get in and out of with ease, sticky floors. You just paid an extra $5 for a drink, $6 for your bag of popcorn, and you're sitting there waiting for the movie to start with people that are shooting the shit down the aisle, crappy focusing. Those are just the majority of the problems you have just going to the movies. Whereas you're at home watching it, hey, I can adjust the, hey, not a problem. Okay, I can adjust the frame rate. I can adjust the amount of pixels. Oh, I want 720. Boom. That's all you got to do. So like I said, streaming sites are going to kill the movie theaters. There's no way out of that. You can say that, oh, we're going to have the cheap seats for, we're going to have cheap seats for bad movies and more expensive seats for blockbusters, all you want. You're still, the writing's basically forming on the wall. They're on the way out. It really is. It's sad, but it's true. They're on their way out the door. They just don't want to let go, but, it sucks, but it is what it is. It's what's going to happen. It's the way the world's going. But, I don't know. Maybe it'll be nice. I wouldn't mind paying cheap money to go see a crappy movie. Then I know I'm not really losing a lot of money. Whereas if I would go to see a movie, I usually go for the matinee anyway, so it costs me less than $10. So what do I care? I'm back. Did you miss me? Alright, let's get on to some happier topics. Let's get the crap out of the way. Oh, okay, never mind. We're going to be talking about M.Night Shyamalan Wing Wong, or Ding Dong, or whatever you want to call it. M.Night Shyamalan, okay? The guy that has literally turned crap into even worse crap. Or has then turned gold literally into crap. Let's remember some of his greatest hits, shall we? The Last Airbender, After Earth, The Sixth Sense. Need I say more? Well, guess what? He's teaming up with Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, and James McAvoy because he's coming out with the final chapter of his superhero trilogy. It's called Glass. That's not the trilogy. This is apparently the third movie in a 3-movie trilogy that started back in the 2000s. 2000's Unbreakable, and last year's surprise hit, my ass, Split. Well, Glass is set to film in an empty Pennsylvania mental hospital. Yep, because that's where M. Night Shyamalan wants to film this thing. Let's not forget that when he filmed The Last Airbender, which, by the way, nobody wanted, flopped big time at the box office, and in all honesty, should go down in movie history as one of the stupidest ideas he ever did. Yeah, so let's remember this. He won't be able to make a good movie. But when he filmed that, he was filming that in certain portions of Pennsylvania. He was using some wooded areas. And the movie still sucked. It just goes to show you that not everybody's cut out to be a director. In all honesty, he should have probably never left the file clerk's office or making copies of scripts where he probably belongs. Look, Shyamalan, I have no beef against you. Oh wait, yes I do. You ruined Avatar, The Last Airbender, by making The Last Airbender. And you thought it was going to be a trilogy. Oh, no. So, the stars and others are expected to film at a former Allentown State Hospital in Pennsylvania starting Monday. Sharon Pinkinson, director of the Greater Philadelphia Film Office, never heard of it, by the way, and it's an actual building, an office, and an organization. I've never heard of it. Says the set will be closed, so stargazers won't have a chance to see the cast. Oh, isn't that a shame? Who cares? The filming is expected to last a few weeks. The hospital that they are filming at was built in 1912 and closed back in 2010. So, yeah, sure, it's been dilapidated for 7 years. Yeah, sure, it should be fine. Yeah, okay, so let's see. Who's all in this movie again? Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, James McAvoy. Okay, so if the building collapses, it's no love loss. I mean, Bruce Willis is a B-grade actor. Samuel L. Jackson's kind of a B-plus grade actor, and I don't even know who James McAvoy is. The name escapes me at this moment. So yeah, okay, sure, we're going to be filming in a hospital that's closed up in 7 years ago, and don't expect anything bad to happen. All right, sure. He began filming earlier this month in other locations, though, in Philadelphia. So this movie's going to be all over pretty much Pennsylvania, where, unfortunately, Shyamalan was raised. I know, it hurts, it does, it really does. At least I'm pretty sure it was Pennsylvania or New Jersey, one of the two, but either way, it hurts, it still hurts so bad. But anyway, I'm not a fan of M.Night Shyamalan. If I haven't made that apparent yet, it should be. I am not a fan of his work. The Sixth Sense. Oh, the guy's a ghost. Big spoiler, folks. Come on, I think it's pretty much apparent the fact that nobody else sees him but the kid. And the kid talks to dead people. Yeah. Or better yet, let's take a look at another one of Shyamalama Wing Wang's horrible little movies, The Last Airbender, based off of Nickelodeon's Avatar: The Last Airbender. You remember that, right? The four-series Nickelodeon show that got its own spin-off and didn't suck? Yeah, Shyamalan got his hands on that and pretty much wrenched it right into the fire. Literally, the movie blew. Anybody that watched it that enjoyed the original series came right out and said it. When you have source material, how can you screw up a movie when you have source material? And now, you're screwing around with another movie. And it's a trilogy. Oh, goody, it's the final chapter. Please tell me it's going to be your final movie. Because I honestly thought you retired. I'm going to be honest with this. I thought M. Night Shyamalan retired long before this was over. I thought he retired. I thought after Earth was a disaster at the box office, I thought his career was done. I honestly thought he was washing cars at a freaking car wash. Or serving burgers at a McDonald's. No, he's still doing movies apparently. Great. Just great. Why? That's all I want to know is why. But anyway, look forward to that when it comes out. I don't know when, and nor do I really care, because it's a Shyamalan movie and I am not interested in it because I have half a brain. No, seriously, I'm not interested in it. The Last Airbender was a joke. After Earth blew, and The Sixth Sense was boring. And those are your three highlights that people know you for. Besides you constantly going, what a twist, on certain shows like Robot Chicken. Yeah, really great there. But anyway, I'm not looking forward to this. I hope this one is his swan song. It better be a swan song. I hope it's a swan song. I can't take any more of this. Please, no more M. Night Shyamalan. Hey everybody, I'm taking a quick break. We'll be right back to the Absolutely Completely Random podcast right after a Dr. Pepper run. Alright everybody, I think that's going to do it this week for the Absolutely Completely Random podcast. So you're finally admitting defeat, huh? No, I'm admitting that I'm tired and I'm out of topics. Unless you have something you want to talk about. No. But since I'm here, mind if I do the ending? You know what? Go ahead. Let's see how bad you can mess this up. Lovely. Well, everybody, I'm glad you could be here this week for the Absolutely Completely Random podcast. Now stay tuned for the 12-hour Teletubbies marathon. Yeah, I don't think so, folks. But anyway, thank you all for being here this week for the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. I'm sorry you had to put up with the evil form of me. My portal gun's pretty much recharged. I'm going to be sending him back on his way. But thank you so much for being here this week. You've been a great audience. I will be back next week. I got to work next Saturday morning, so it's going to be a fun podcast. I'll probably record it on Friday, maybe. I don't know. Try to save me some time because I was really tired last week when I got done with work in the morning and then coming home. I was really tired, so maybe I'll just do that. But anyway, thank you for being here this week. Like I said, if you have any topics to send, please you can tweet them to me at OtakuRoads on Twitter. Leave them in the discussion section on my YouTube channel, or email them to acrpodcast@gmail.com, all lowercase, by the way. And until next week, I'm Andrew Rhodes. And until the next time I'm here, I'm Evil Andrew. Really overdoing it, aren't you? Don't bite me. And this has been the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. And apparently this week the random is really high. So until next time, everybody, have a great week. Enjoy Halloween on Tuesday. Do some trick-or-treating if you can. If you can't, guard yourselves from the trick-or-treaters. And I will catch everybody next week here on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Bye, everybody.